All right, here we go. So, good morning, everyone. Hopefully, you guys are all doing good. Let's get started. Let's start looking around at price action, see what we got going on, and yeah, hopefully everyone's doing good. Good morning. You know what? I actually want to wear a hoodie, so we're gonna wear a hoodie instead. And yeah, guys, we're gonna take a look at. We're gonna do top-down analysis this morning. We're gonna be consistent with it, and make sure we do top-down analysis every day from now on. Hey, Kirk. Good morning, bro. Good morning. Hey. Yeah, from now on, every single day, we're gonna do top-down analysis, and I'm feeling the hoodie today. Now, right, I need to get all my accounts pulled up, so just bear with me as I do that. And then, ooh, yeah, I have the new setup. Remember how I said that I was going to put my phone up on this stand up here? This is exciting. This is the first day that I'm trying this out, where I'm putting my phone in the stand above my desk so I can execute my personal account up on the stand here. And then as well, we'll get the Top Step accounts pulled up. Yo, what up, Opa? How are you, bro? We're just getting ready, getting set up for the day. We got a lot to look at. We're going to do top-down analysis. It's something new we're going to start doing every single day. Making sure we start out the day with top-down analysis. I really do think that is so important. So, just to make sure we are always in line and in tune with the market. Let's see, what was the... Yeah, actually, there's nothing really else to set up. Oh, actually, yes, there is. Let's set up copy trading. Okay, 8116, and then copy it to 9041. Okay, copy trading set up. It's crazy because the copy trading will randomly disconnect. So if you don't check to make sure that it's connected, you might not actually take a copy trade when you think you do, and that's messed me up I think twice now. And then as well, like sometimes the default is a limit order. So the default, look at this. The default is a limit order. So I have to switch it to market. So there's a million things that can go wrong. And it's crazy because it's all a learning process and it takes you forever to even realize it. But that's, you know what? I just don't give up. So getting Tradovate pulled up on the phone here. And then now it's basically set up so I can put one micro at any point. I can just click buy or sell for one micro. Good morning, Snowman. Hopefully you're doing good. All right, got the personal account set up as well. Oh my gosh, there's a million things that can go wrong. Now the personal account's saying execute limit order instead of market order. Okay, guys, we are now set up completely on all of my accounts. So let's go ahead and start off the day with doing top-down analysis. This is something new. Not necessarily something new because I've been doing it, but not necessarily consistently every day. And so now what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to kind of make it a requirement that every single day during this first little bit of time we get on the charts, we're going to just do some top-down analysis, make sure we're in line with the higher time frame, and have an idea of what we should expect. Just take a good trade, and once you take a trade, wait for either stop loss or take profit. Exactly, bro. Exactly. That's what that's the goal. That's really what I'm working towards here every single day. We're getting a little better, and that really is what we're trying to do. Gotta turn off. Okay, now I gotta turn off low power mode. Once again, guys, a million things that can go wrong because then my phone turns off and then I then I can't execute it. Okay, so let's do it. Top-down analysis. Here we go. Let's pull up Discord here. Drag this over. And as you guys know, I have a journal specifically for all the different models that I frame, right? Oh, Forex Factory. Can't forget, we have to check news. Let me know what you guys are all thinking this morning. We have no news today. Let's go ahead and put this in the Discord. But yeah. But there was the government shutdown. That is a kind of, you could consider that news, right? The government shutdown. FA was saying that it's actually, most people are going into it thinking it's bearish, but it's actually bullish. Something to consider, according to FA. So, go do with that what you want, with whatever you want, right? But FA says that it should be bullish. The government shutdown actually should be bullish. So, news today, here we go. Oh, and then let's also post news for the week. Since it's Monday. So, news for this week. Bang. And now I'll screenshot that as well. Yo, Medbach, we got everyone here. Good morning, everyone. Hopefully you guys are all doing good. Something new I'm going to make sure every single week I do is I really want to be consistent with starting out, or not every single week, every single day. I want to be consistent with really doing top-down analysis to make sure we're in tune with the market on the higher time frame. So that's going to be the first thing I'm going to do every single day. So let's do some top-down analysis here. So we are very much at all-time highs. As we said last week, we were expecting this move from this daily fair value gap back to this external high here. Then we had another daily gap here, and it seems like already within the overnight session, we've already got a move from this daily gap to this external high. So this is honestly what I was kind of expecting. I was expecting us to come take this high out again, because if you measure out the lower time, I did some analysis over the weekend, and if you actually measure out the bottom of this model, which, let me show you over here, right? We had this 4-hour gap. It's a reclaimed gap. We used it 3 times. See this? 1, 2, 3. Align that with the 15-minute here. So drag this over. We line that with the 15-minute. We project out the final leg down. Something I've been looking at is okay, 8 standard deviations up from here is honestly a area where I'm expecting the high of this to form, and we actually just tapped that. So this is something I was expecting going into this morning, is this 8th standard deviation to get tapped, and we did tap this. So we could definitely frame a reversal back into the range here. It honestly looks like we just had accumulation. We tapped this 8th standard deviation, and the RTH gap is going to form below us, right? So even though higher time frame has been bullish, I see this as the max extension of this model. And then as well, if you measure it out from, let's see, what was it? I think it was this 4-hour manipulation. 1, 2, 3. We're in between the 4th and 5th standard deviations, so around this max extension area. So anyway, what I'm trying to say is, I really like having this 8th standard deviation of that lower time frame model. It's a very precise lower time frame model as a confluence. So yeah, RTH gap. Let's look at the RTH gap, right? So we don't have it yet because obviously the market hasn't opened. But when the market does open, we're gonna get this big RTH gap that's gonna form below us. Something to consider. Honestly, guys, I'm loving using RTH gaps as bias. We could definitely go into the market today using this RTH gap as a bias to possibly go short, right? We definitely hit this. We hit this max extension of that lower time frame model. We have, let's see if we measure this out here. Yeah, we have this down here as a liquidity pool. So, and then we have a void down here that we could draw down into. A lot of things to consider, guys. A lot of things to consider. So, let's see here. So this is where the RTH gap is going to form. Okay. Let's see whether we have any SMTs. Right now we actually have SMT with this high, 12 o'clock. So SMT with previous day's high. Into this max extension area. We are above our true opens. We are above midnight. We are above 7:30. We're above both. So that's something to consider. Let's see if we can frame out a model to see if there's a confluence to say, okay, maybe we're at the max extension of a model that formed overnight. Let's look at that. Whoops. So what would that look like? Well, we'd probably want to see some kind of gap here. Yep, we have a 4-hour gap right here. So there are fake SMTs too, be aware. Exactly. Yeah, it's very important to note. Thank you, Opa. I very much appreciate that. That's why I want you guys to let me know your thoughts as well, because I never want to get tunnel vision. If you guys think that there was a fake SMT, then I want to be able to not get tunnel vision, right? So we had this 4-hour gap. We swept out these relatively equal lows into the gap. We ended up getting a change in state here. Let's measure this out. We went actually pretty far through this to the 6th standard deviation. But yeah, we swept out those equal lows into this 4-hour gap. Maybe we need to use a 1-hour gap. Yeah, let's use this 1 hour for value gap instead. And then let's align it with a 5-minute. And we might be able to get a more precise framing here. Like this, maybe. Okay, maybe it's always possible we do go higher, right? I mean, this was a daily gap. We moved from daily gap. So right? I'm considering all my options, but we are expanding from this daily gap. Clearly, market is bullish right now, so it's important to consider all options. Is what I'm trying to say. But I honestly, guys, I really like using RTH gaps for bias. So I'm honestly just very much considering just letting the RTH gap do its thing and just listening to it, right? Because I don't know. RTH gaps make things very simple. There's been no internal sweep. But then again, there wasn't an internal sweep down there. Yeah, so I wonder if we measured this out. So we might need to push up. Let's say we use this as a change in state here. We might need to push up into this fourth standard deviation, meaning we might need to sweep out the high again. That's something to consider. Okay. I don't want to overanalyze though. So yeah, I guess let's just honestly, I kind of want to clean up the chart a little bit. The main things I want to look at right now are honestly, I just mostly want to look at this RTH gap. Right? This RTH gaps make it very simple. So now we're just kind of watching price and seeing what we got going on. Once again, we do have I kind of have everything that I've marked out on the chart already. It's kind of all in my head now. So that's something you want to do, is not clutter your chart too much. Keep everything that you've already marked out kind of in your head a little bit. Like I know we're above 7:30. I know we're above midnight. Those are two nice confluences for me to also pair with this RTH gap to maybe be bearish. That's just my personal opinion. You guys can do what you want with that. But maybe at least some. We might need to sweep internal liquidity here. We might need to pop back up the high. We'll see. You know what? A technique we can use here actually is S&P, since it's not at all-time highs. We can say, okay, S&P is not at all-time highs. We can say, since it's not at all-time highs, we're going to use this 1 hour BPR as our key level for NQ. For all-time high frame, as day traders analyze 1 hour and trade 1 minute. Yeah, I know, but I'm just going higher time frame down. That's all. But yeah, agreed. You just keep it. That's a good way to keep it simple. And then, oh my gosh, wait a second. We have SMT with London with the. Okay, this is getting good. So S&P has SMT. We have a London SMT with YM. I mean, it's a very steep SMT, but nonetheless, it is an SMT. It's a very steep SMT though. But you can see this is a SMT with YM. You see that? SMT. SMT. And then maybe, what's this? Is this another SMT with YM? Wow, another SMT, huh? Okay, triple stacked sequential SMTs right here. You might be like, what the crap does he mean? We have previous day's high SMT. Now they're very vertical SMTs, so we might just need to be a little thoughtful here because I'm not a huge fan of the fact that they're super vertical. But because usually I don't see these kind of SMTs that often. And then once again, S&P has a 1 hour key level. It's this 1 hour BPR. So we can use that as our key level for NQ. Let's look at our dealing range. Yeah, so we might want to see this come up into the high of the dealing range. What does S&P's dealing range look like? Same thing. S&P. Then again, we might need to turn this down one. Let's just turn this down one real quick, actually. Let's turn this down to the 81. And then drag this down. Okay, so we have, maybe you could consider this I'm not gonna get ahead of myself, guys. I'm not suggesting that we're gonna take a trade yet, but I'm just looking around. We got plenty of equal lows. The RTH gap is still below. We tapped the extension of this dealing range. We're above 730. And then as well, we're above 752, which is our true 90-minute open. So if we do come up to this fair value gap, watch it. Because this is a gold block fair value gap. I'm not necessarily going to take a trade yet, though, off of it. I'm just watching. Once again, S&P has that 1 hour BPR. Might actually want to use this as a 15-minute BPR. Actually, I like that a little better. Let's use this as a 15-minute BPR on S&P. And then we can drop down to a 1 minute. And then SMT with YM with this 15-minute BPR. So we've actually already used this model. This is very interesting. Look at this. On S&P, we got SMT here, 90-minute SMT. And then, sorry for coughing, guys. I need to work on not coughing so much. 90-minute SMT, and then You can see we're above the true open. We are above the true 90-minute open. We are above. We are above both of them. Look at this. 7:30. Oh wow, this was beautiful. Once again, the issue isn't, the issue is catching it live, because we all know when they happen after the fact, we can pretty easily see it. But seeing it live, it's difficult. It's very difficult. But that's where the true skill in trading shows up. So 752. Okay, we're gonna have to make a new template for this. 752 90-minute. Okay, so you might be wondering what I'm even referring to. What was the trade that happened earlier in the day? Well, it was this 1 minute change and stayed off of this, right? Bearish CISD, 1 minute. And then you can see how precisely we move off of that. So we could definitely be running down to this 4th standard deviation. The cool thing about true opens is it makes it really easy to spot time-based SMTs, because the true open kind of tells you where the difference between the first quarter and the second quarter is. Actually, that's exactly what it does. We do have 830 there. I don't use 830 a ton anymore, but maybe we'll end up using it here. Once again, I don't want to overanalyze these charts. I just want to keep things simple. But right now, with this RTH gap below, I'm basically anticipating us to probably at market open to just start aggressively delivering to fill the RTH gap. So we're probably going to want to have a plan to how we're going to get an entry, which, we don't want to force it, obviously. So maybe we'll just do nothing, but yeah, then again, guys, liquidity pool. You'll probably want to take profit in here just to be safe. It's a pretty good spot to take profit. don't want to, you know, overdo these charts. I'm just trying to have what I think makes sense. NASDAQ is the most bullish of the three. Let's get rid of the SMTs because we kind of already know that those are there. So at this point, midnight is also 50% of current RTH gap. Oh, really? Well, that's very interesting. Thank you, Kirk. So yeah, I think at this point, guys, let's just chill out. We kind of have, at least I personally have my outlook going into the market for market open today. At this point, I'm just going to be watching the charts and waiting for something obvious in line with my bias. So, yeah, no rush, no need to jump into anything. I'm just going to be watching the charts, and I'm going to be waiting for opportunity to come to me rather than the other way around. Let's do a practice round of calculating my risk. So let's say I was taking a short like this. That'd be no trade on personal, 8 micro contracts on Top Step. Dang, man. If we want to do a microcon, we're going to have to basically take a trade with the super tight stop. Okay, maybe I can't take a trade on personal today. We'll just have to see. 0.2. So this would be 8 micros on Top Step. Okay. Alright, trying to be disciplined here. Let's just be patient and watch. We got 2 sets of equal lows here. NASDAQ has a change in state of delivery up here. NASDAQ also, so we're above NASDAQ's true open. Yeah, we're just kind of waiting for something obvious here. This was likely an inducement, looks like. We induced this high. We have a new day opening gap below. We could treat that as a draw on liquidity. Yeah, so guys, if we're taking profit, I would not shoot past this liquidity pool aligning with the new day opening gap. I think that's going to be perfect for taking profit. I don't think you need to shoot further than that. I mean, you could. The new week opening gap. I guess the new week opening gap does align exactly with the RTH gap low, but this is a very logical spot to take profit because it's the new day opening. It's an old new day opening gap, and also remember when we did a measurement of this range, it was also where the most transactions happen to be, right in that same area. So in this area, it's where I'd be looking to probably not shoot past that if there was a short opportunity. Plus, it's like the Reaper gap's probably in here somewhere too. And like a 1 hour Reaper gap's probably in there. Actually, yeah, wait a second. 1 hour Reaper gap. Let's just see if there's an obvious Reaper gap here. Yeah, so maybe like right here. So once again, similar area. So probably just take profit. I'd probably just take profit at those equal lows then. Seems reasonable. You're gonna short at 25 to 215. $2.15. Where's 2.15? Okay, so yeah, that's a logical spot because that is a 1 minute. That is the 1 minute change in state of delivery. Once again, guys, I'm gonna be waiting for something obvious and then executing a trade if the opportunity presents itself. If it doesn't, then I'll do nothing. I'm okay with a lower time frame trade. Basically, my target is likely going to be these equal lows. Essentially, what I'm thinking is these equal lows will be my draw on liquidity. Once again, we have a 90-minute SMT with YM with that high. We're above midnight. We're above 7:30. We're above 90-minute open. We're above all the true opens. So yeah, at the very least, market open will probably manipulate a little bit, even if the market's bullish. Then I'll probably look for just some kind of piece of that. So this is actually kind of triple equal lows. So one thing we can do is maybe take a range projection of this. Let's see. Because this is an obvious range. So I like that. So this gap aligned with this nice area. So let's actually put this as -1. So yeah, probably right here, and then we just got 9 o'clock. So probably want to wait for 9:22. And then probably want to see an inducement of this high into this -1. And this will be also into the fair value gap. Wait, let's look at the GB again. Go back. Where is it? So in the liquidity void section, so it could be somewhat reasonable of an area. Let's see if were those equal lows at the end of the range. kind of just waiting, seeing what we got. Let's look at pivots. Javier's pivots that he was telling us about. So yeah, man, like I was saying, like we're in premium. We're looking at resistance pivots. So that's something to consider, is these resistance pivots. This old one was a nice pivot. Once again, it's possible we need to sweep the high. We're just kind of waiting for... Honestly, guys, we need to just chill out a little bit and wait for a trade to come to us, because otherwise, you know, we're going to do something dumb. So right now, settings. What about the settings? Switch from traditional to fib. Really? And this is better. Yeah, we approach both of those. They're probably both useful, but it kind of just makes sense. Like it's probably just like a there's a way it's calculated, but it's basically premium and discount. I don't really know the exact logic, but I know it's premium and discount. That's basically what it is. So when's our next macro? Let's figure this out. When's our next macro? 920 to 940. So we will have a macro here. Alright, I'm liking, you know, that we're above both of these true opens. We're accumulating. So once again, guys, I'm expecting us to you know, accumulate, possibly manipulate at market open, and then maybe we'll get a 15-second change in state. And I'm not going to be scared to take that 15-second. Like, for instance, if we get a 15-second change in state after market open and we took out that gap with SMT and we dump down, I'm going to just execute that. I'm not going to really even hesitate. I'm going to probably just execute it, because I've seen that play out so many times that I'm not going to be scared to execute. Once again, we might need to measure this out like this. So we do have 90-minute SMT from here to here. YM is just doing some weird things. But I also want to be thoughtful and be patient, guys. And I'm really trying my best. I really am. But I do see this as accumulation right now. Okay. So this will be the Hydra macro. So this is probably when we're going to get the move. It's honestly when I'm expecting this to happen. Is in the Hydra macro from 920 to 940, right? If I'm maybe we're gonna go higher. If we're gonna go higher, then maybe we need to expect Jew to swing lower, right? If we're expecting Jew to swing lower, then we could definitely see a move lower the 920, 940 macro to go down and take down those equal lows. Okay. So yeah, we might actually be bullish, guys. It's very possible. We might not get a reversal till later. But with that in mind, we still have this Hydra macro, which could deliver us lower in the short term. Where's H at? So maybe we need to use, honestly, what we might want to do is use this 1 minute gap as our PD array. Is it in premium? Probably want to see a premium tap. Then again, we don't even need to take a trade, guys. We might just want to chill out if there's nothing obvious. I don't want to take a trade if it's not obvious. We might just need to chill out. Then again, if I'm right, you know, it would suck to be right and then not execute on that. So honestly, let's get rid of all this extra stuff. Let's get rid of this, and this, and this, and this. And then we'll keep in mind that that is going to be Yo, FA, what's up? So I think we'll get a. I think we're gonna get a Judas swing, right at market open. Chat looks active. It's not, bro. There's not many. That they were active like 50 minutes ago when I first started the stream, but now no one's here. But right now, like I said, I think we'll get at the very least. I don't know how much of a move lower, but because we have the RTH gap below, right? So on one hand, we might end up delivering and going filling that RTH gap below. On the other hand, maybe we just go down during this right at market open to go take these equal lows. But I'm going to be watching patiently, and if there's something obvious, I'll consider taking it. But I'm not necessarily going to jump into anything, right? Might want to see how the first presented for value gap looks. When that forms. This is so you guys, for those who don't know what I'm looking at here, this is taking this range from body to body. One standard deviation up is right there. Let's actually measure standard deviations down as well. So maybe we're gonna go down all the way here, maybe here. Who knows? We're just kind of watching and seeing. So this very well, the reason I have this marked out like this is this very well could be the high of the Judas swing. So would kind of want to see S&T here. We already somewhat have it with YM. Might need to see it a little bit better. And you know what? Theoretically, if we get this low time frame entry, we could hold a runner for the RTH fill. We could. Not saying it's going to be high probability, but you guys know what market open does, right? Market open generates a lot of panic. We could very well just dump down to fill the RTH gap right at market open. I'm going to be ready for it if it happens. We'll just have to see. So we actually don't want to use this anymore. We want to use the 922 one that just barely closed. So 922 just barely closed. So now that's the one we want to use. Nope, not that one. 9. So above 730, above. The reason I like this is we're above 922, 730. We're above midnight. So I kind of want to see some kind of rebalance to at least maybe take 730, right? If the market's bullish, we'll probably at least take 730, and then that's still a good short. Okay. What time is it? Okay, so let's say we did get this trade. Let's project. Let's try and figure out how many cons we would do. So ones. That'd be 1 micro on personal and 40 micros on Top Step. So yeah, honestly, I'm pretty much I think decent chance we maybe manipulate then distribute. It's kind of what I'm expecting. And then I don't know how far we go, but yeah. But on market open, I'm essentially waiting to see that change in stake, and then I'm gonna just take this maybe market open move lower possibly. Alright, we're pushing up into that 1 minute gap. 8:30 right here, so this will be okay, partial 90-minute S&T is what it would be. So once again, I like to mark out the macro from the entry to the draw on liquidity. So we haven't even from my definition of a macro, we haven't started the macro yet. If the macro is going to deliver us lower. So I will be getting ready to execute if this ends up occurring. But I need to be obvious. Like right now, if we wicked up and then closed lower, it's just not. It wouldn't be obvious. It needs to be obvious according to my back testing. Okay. So you can kind of see how this is an imbalance right here, right? See the gap between here and here. All right, so here if we got a 15-second change in state, this would be pretty clean. So we'll see. Market's opening in however many minutes. Okay. I mean, this looks just obviously like accumulation. Project this out 7 standard deviations possibly. Okay, I'm gonna be ready to take this on market open if we get it. Then again, maybe it's not obvious enough. It might not be obvious enough. I might be forcing it. Honestly, guys, I'm forcing it. Let's just do nothing. Maybe we just want to look for an inversion. Yeah, I might be forcing it, guys. Let's chill. Let's chill out. I need myself to chill out. I need myself to chill out. We're waiting for something obvious. Okay, market open. There we go. So yeah, this is kind of what I wanted to see. Alright, let's just get rid of everything. So, if there's nothing obvious, one lesson I'm learning is we can't do anything if there's nothing obvious. Oh, we have SMT. Oh, we definitely have some kind of SMT here with YM. Okay. Yeah, oh, I like this 30-second change in state. Alright. Okay. because we had that 5-minute gap. I don't want to, yeah. Let's go, Javier. Let's go. Yeah, so exactly what I was expecting happened. And exactly what I wanted to see happened as well. Right? We tapped that 15-second change in state perfectly. Okay, so that should have been where I entered. Because 15-second change in state off of the 1-minute gap that we outlined. So that's where I was supposed to enter, and I screwed up a little bit. Whoops. Okay. But this is exactly what I wanted, was thinking. Oh, there's the first presented for value gap. Right there. Where's 15? Is a 15-second change state occurring? Yo, this is it. This is it. This is first strike right here. Okay. Okay, I'm going to take this first strike here. Bang.
Order filled.
Taking first strike right here. Taking first strike. Taking first strike. Taking first strike. So there's the 15-second change in state off of it. And then I guess these equal lows is going to be my target. Okay. I'm going to target these triple equal lows here.
Order filled.
Oh my gosh. I got stopped down. Alright. So this was my trade, right? We had the first presented for value gap. Right here. Obvious AMD, so okay. Within this, I'm taking 15-second change in state off of this. So I took a 15-second change in state. We pop up into it, back test it. Okay. I entered 15-second change in state. I'm not really upset. I did what I wanted to do. So, alright. Oh, man. You know what's probably going to happen is we're probably going to push up higher. And then we're probably going to get the change of state again. We're probably going to... This one's probably going to be the one that delivers us lower. Yeah, so this one's probably going to be the one that delivers us lower. Or not. Okay, 2-minute walk. Oh, I tried. Guys, I tried. And yeah, like I said, this is the one that's probably going to deliver us lower, huh? That wasn't an obvious close, though. All right. So, what did I learn? I think mainly the thing I learned is it wasn't obvious enough, the trade I took. I don't know, man. It's hard because that other one that we talked about yesterday, or not yesterday, last week, we were talking about the same exact thing, and we're like, I don't know if this one's obvious enough, and then it ended up playing out. But this one is obvious enough. This one is obvious enough. So this one. So what's the lesson? What's the lesson? If you're unsure, you don't need to take it. But this one was obvious enough. Very obvious. Accumulation, manipulation. Whatever. I'm not upset. Right? In the future, we're going to catch this. This is the trade we're trying to catch in the future. Now, like I said, guys. Like I said. Is it easy? No. But the reward on catching one of these is so great that I don't care. I do not care about losing, man. It's just like, who cares, bro? Who cares? I will make everything back as long as I don't give up. And then imagine you hold a runner to fill the RTH gap. Bro, you're going to be banking. You're going to be banking. See, I don't care. I don't care. Like, yeah, this one wasn't as obvious. You know? Whatever, right? So there's lessons to learn. We're gonna journal them. But I might just take a break, guys. I might just take a break because obviously, I hate losing. So this is just way better. It's, guys, this whole trading thing, it's all just a mental game. It's all just a mental game. It's just seeing how long you'll last before you quit. Because you know how close you are. This whole thing, it's all mental. It's all mental. I didn't tilt. I'm not upset. Took a trade. I thought it was fine. The next one ended up being better. What am I supposed to do about it? Journal it. I'm gonna journal. The next one ended up being better. Okay. I'm gonna journal. We move on. But you guys kind of see the logic of the initial trade, right? So the initial trade was, okay, we had good momentum, 15-second change in state. All right, so I took the first one. The first one failed. Was not nearly as obvious as the second one. And the second one worked. And like I said, we're going to keep getting better. But yeah. This is going to be an amazing journaling opportunity for us, guys. An amazing journaling opportunity. Because you can see here, essentially the trade happens twice, but the second time it works and the first time it doesn't. And a lot of it might have to do with just the fact that Smart Money kind of wants to see this fail once before they're really, they're going to deploy their money. They want to see people who know what they're doing lose money before they deploy their money. You get what I'm saying? So the same exact trade happened twice. You see it? The one I took failed, right? The next one was better RR, and it worked. So this is going to be an amazing journaling opportunity. And yeah. Right, let's go to October 6th, 2025. 10-6-25. Monday. And first strike. 2 opportunities. 1. one result better than the other? Do you have to create ITL before engaging? Journaling will answer, I guess. Liquidity engineering. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. I know this is stupid, but let's just check. Like, was this a 369 time? Like, if I do. So, 9. Right, when do we tap this on the 5 second? 9:40, 40. Oh, wait, we need to go to the 1 second. This might be so stupid, but you never know. 9:40, 41. I don't even think it's stupid. Anything but. What do you mean? Do you have to create ITL before engaging? That might be what it is. You might be right. You might be right. But this happened. We tapped the CISD at 9:40, 41. So that's a 9 plus 4 plus 4 plus 1. 9. So that's 18. 1 plus 8 is 9. I'm not saying that wasn't. I don't know. What I'm saying is maybe that was a confluence. I don't know. Alright. Yeah, guys, one of these is better than the other, and whatever. Riddle me an ITL Batman? What? I'm confused. But yeah, you know, obviously the other trade was better. Whatever. Nice. But it is pretty cool, guys, because we did get buys correct. You know, we did kind of say, like, we were expecting AMD to the downside, and that is what happened. Yeah, I'm gonna, once again, as always, I try and say, I'm gonna try not to let it affect me at all. I'm trying not to, right? We might have actually used a, wait, let me go back. We might have actually used the order block. Whoa. See, then now that's why this worked, guys. This is why this worked. Look at this. There's always hidden secrets. And one of the hidden secrets of this trade is that this order block swept liquidity into the high of the dealing range and was created perfectly at the order block partition. So this was a very high confluence trade. I mean, just look at how perfect that order block was at the high of the dealing range that took liquidity. I mean, it's hard to deny this, right? This order block occurs right at the order block partition. Yeah. Wow. That's pretty cool. And then we hit max extension of the model. That's wow. Oh man. So I might tape read some more trades later, but I'm getting kind of a headache. Yeah. So this was a gold box CSD. Pretty sweet, huh? I mean, sometimes these markets, guys, are just fascinating. They're just fascinating. Just look at Jones. What's going on with Jones? Oh my gosh. Bro. Lol. NQ must look like Jones. Yeah, what's going on with NQ? Why is NQ freaking... No, you know why it happened like this at FA? Because we had these equal lows. This was the drawn liquidity. There was not any reason to really go past these equal lows from what I could tell in the short term, right? So that's kind of why I was targeting these equal lows, and you can see that's exactly where we went. Yeah, man, crazy because we had bias exactly right, guys. We had bias exactly right. We knew what we wanted to see. We took a trade within this first percent for value at 15-second change state. It was too early. And we paid the price. Right? I mean, I paid the price. Because probably, you probably traded better than me. But, yeah. Now it's starting to look like we're getting high resistance liquidity here. Right, all this high resistance. Guys, I kid you not, I almost caught a crazy trade in London. I wasn't gonna take it. That's why I said almost, because I wasn't gonna take it because I don't have my account set up for London, but I almost took this 5-minute inversion at the very bottom of London. I almost took this. And guys, could you imagine? I wasn't gonna take it, but if I had the London account set up, I would have taken it. And then this would have been, obviously, if I held this as a runner, that would have been 9R. So, man, so many things just kind of... Obviously, I probably would have just taken profit here, but... Yeah, whatever. I guess let's keep tape reading, honestly, guys. Let's keep tape reading. There's always more to tape read, and I don't want to just stop tape reading just because I took a loss, because we tried our best. I mean, I tried my best. So definitely getting propulsion block vibes from this high resistance liquidity, right? High resistance liquidity propulsion block type of deal going on, where we got high resistance highs. We have an order block here, and then we have a propulsion block. We actually let's actually use this one. So OB. So we actually probably need to sweep this high into it. Alright, this is gonna be really, really clean. And yeah. So OB, PB. Man, this is the type of trade that I would love to take on a personal, but I'm literally locked down on my personal now, so I can't. But I think this would be crazy high probability to take on a personal. Where we're pushing up into the propulsion block, and then I'd want to see a 5-second change in state off of this. Dude, I honestly wish I could take this, but I literally can't. Yeah, look at that. Right as we tap that propulsion block, we might need to sweep the high again, or maybe we won't. We might not need to. I think that we probably want to be patient and wait for a high to get swept. But this is the type of trade that I would love to take on a personal, because you can just take one micro, get in with pretty lower. There we go. That's going to be it right there. So on this change in state, this is probably going to propulsion lower, right? So yeah, we'll see. So we did not get it. Note how we did not get it yet. So now I'd want to see us get this change in state. We have not gotten it yet. He's talking about Dow Jones. So yeah, now we pushed up into that propulsion block. Okay, this one right here. That's the bro, that would have been it. That would have been it. Almost. So now actually it's kind of looking like we broke the high resistance liquidity. Never mind. Never mind. We broke the high resistance. We're not high resistance anymore. Psych. We actually turned low resistance. Psych. Okay. That's not high resistance anymore. That's low resistance. So now we'll probably go higher. Then again, what is going on with YM? You never know, actually, when you think about it like this. Actually, wait. This is exactly what we were thinking. Nah, I think we're right. I think the initial idea was right. Let's say we went short right here. Propulsion block, 15. There we go. Bang, 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 bang. Enter. Let's see if this works out, right? So off the propulsion block. Yeah. Oh, hey, one of my tape reads are maybe gonna lose. Nice. Okay, my tape read lost. Okay, I'm gonna just chill out now. I don't know, man. I feel like I'm a little too tired to continue tape reading, guys. I know I'm supposed to continue the stream, though. This happens every time. Oh. Yeah, look at the way we filled this 5-minute gap. Yeah. Oh, there we go. See, now that makes sense. That makes sense. That makes sense. When you look at it like that. Because what happened? Oh my gosh. It looks so obvious. See, I need to be able to make sure the trades look like this in my when I take them live. All the trades should look like this. See, now I hate the trade that I took. Oh my gosh. Why didn't my real trade look like this? And oh my gosh, look at that. Wow. So yeah, like I always say, you know. And then Dodgy's over here like, it's your environment. Yeah, bro. I know it's my environment that's messing me up. What am I supposed to do about that? You kind of need money in order to move locations. Bro, Dodgy. I'm not trying to be, like, rude, because obviously Dodgy's just trying to help, but I don't know. It's just obvious. Like, yeah, of course it's the environment that's making me mess up. And then we actually go to the 8th standard deviation. Oh man. Once again, this is exactly what I wanted, but I couldn't conceptualize this trade exactly the way that I wanted to. Unfortunately. I don't know if that makes sense. This is what I wanted though. And obviously I probably would have taken all off at the 4th here. Yeah. This really goes to show honestly guys, if I don't have I think there's a big lesson here, which is if I don't have AMD obviously outlined, it's not even worth taking the trade. I think that might be a huge lesson because I took that. So I'm going to probably go against the initial idea of what I said the other day, which was last week I said, okay, this first strike was actually good because it worked out. But actually I disagree. Now looking back on it, I really only want to see trades with I only want to take trades with AMD because AMD is my model. That's what I'm trading. So if I can't frame my entry inside of AMD, it just doesn't make sense to take for me. So AMD is my model. So I always need to frame my entry with an AMD. So yeah, I think that's a big lesson that I'm going to put in my journal from today. Oh man. I hate how I get so tired. It's like I'm not trying to get tired. It's just how it goes. Another great example of AMD here. Another great example. Once again, guys, it's all my environment. Like, I can identify the AMD. It's obvious. We might even have AMD to the downside now. Full port. Oh my gosh. Yeah, there was probably whatever it's called. Ooh, look at this. Look at this. I might just go get an energy drink and come back because I want to be able to keep backtesting, it's always after whenever I take a loss, it's always after I take a loss. That's when I get so tired. Oh my gosh. But when you look at some of this stuff, it's like, it's like it just makes you a little excited how cool these markets are. I wish I could freeze time, dude. Then I could take some of these. But not always that easy. Yeah, I could take higher time frame, but I don't. I mean, sometimes there's not opportunity on the higher time frame. Like today, like I don't see any. There's this. This isn't good price action for the higher time frame. That's why. That's why. So a lot of people are like saying, "Oh, why aren't you trading higher time frame?" Because higher time frame AMD is not happening right now. This is lower time frame AMD. That's why. Let's see. Oh yeah, this is what it was. It was a 15-minute gap. Probably a 5-minute implied gap. Yeah, I would consider this a 5-minute implied BPR. Whew, that's what it was, dude. It was a 5-minute implied BPR. There we go. 5-minute implied BPR and then a 30-second change in state. There we go. That was it. And then we had triple equal lows. That was all. That was it. We had the vulture gap above. Dang, dude. We gotta lock in. We gotta lock in. Yeah, I can definitely tell. Keen an eye out on the 5-minute inside bar. Okay, I'll look at that after I screenshot this. So yeah, this was cool, right? We had a obvious accumulation, manipulation, and then 30-second change in state here, and then distribution. Now, sometimes you just kind of have to just say, yeah, I probably couldn't have caught this one. This would have been too difficult for my current skill level. Like, I'm just being realistic. Look at the sniper model, by the way. Sniper model. Oh, man, you almost wonder, like, can human really even enter that fast? This is like incredible how precise this, like, the OTE of the change in state got held. Oh my gosh. How beautiful is that? And then 30-second change in state, and we go lower to those triple equal lows. So once again, guys, this is why I preach it. Really, losses really don't matter because I could lose for 2 weeks straight and then hit 2 of these and then make all that back. Losses really don't matter. Now, obviously, am I going to catch this is really hard. I don't think I'd catch this. I think this is too hard for my skill level. But still. Yeah, okay, let's look at the inside bar that you're talking about. So this was 10:06. Flow state retest. 5 minute, 30 second. So yeah, guys, I think I'm no longer going to be taking trades if it's not AMD. Because I took that, I mean, it was AMD, but it wasn't low time frame AMD. I was taking the first one for value gap within distribution of the higher time frame model, and I'm not going to do that anymore. That's just a new thing I'm not going to do. I'm going to only, if I'm taking lower time frame trade, there needs to be lower time frame AMD as well. Along with higher time frame AMD, right? No more of this trading alongside, because I knew there was AMD, but I should have waited for lower time frame AMD is what I'm trying to say. So yeah, let's look at the inside bar here. 5 minute inside bar. This is this the inside bar, Javier? Oh, how do you trade this? Is this it? Or are you talking about this? $9.40. Oh. On the upside or the downside? So I see two. Or is the inside bar basically both sides? Mark the highs and lows. I don't get it. What you mean? So it's like, see, okay, so you want me to mark both sides of it, Javier? You want me to mark the top and the bottom of this? Is that what you're thinking? SMT 4 hour 15 minute OB and FVG on ES. Interesting. Wait, 4 hour SMT. Thank you, Exynos. Appreciate it. 4 hour SMT. Enter on the breakout of but which side is the inside bar? Is it this side or is it this side? Which side is the inside bar, or is both sides the inside bar? You enter on the breakout of one side of the inside bar, is that right? So the inside bar is just the Darth Maul looking lightsaber. So this would be your entry right here. So that's probably why there was so much volume that just entered the market. Because everyone's entering this inside bar. So both sides, okay, I'm starting to get inside bar. So basically, whichever side we break, that's going to be the entry. All right. So basically now we're long. So basically inside bars are Darth Maul lightsabers. That's what it is. Cause that's what I'm seeing. 2022 model. And yeah, and we have a, man, I wish I wasn't so tired. And we have a SMT with the 10-10 low. Just use a line to mark out the high and the low. Okay, so like this. Javier, like this. So basically, an inside bar is when we're trading within a bar, an old bar with two long wicks on either side. Is that right? So yeah, so basically it's a bar that looks like this, and it has two long wicks on either side, and when we break one side, you enter that side long. I think that's what it is. Awesome. Not gonna lie though, I'm looking at this like I feel like this. I guess we have a pretty big SMT here. Oh man, I'm trying not to fall asleep right now. 944. So yeah, this is really sick actually. 952, pay attention to the true open. Ooh. And then look at how we induce this low below the true open. That's pretty cool. You're gonna short here, but I thought you were just saying that you're gonna go long because of the inside bar. But yeah, I like this. I like this short because it's accumulation, manipulation, uh, change in state. Right. This just looks like AMD. That I do like that. Right. So I do agree with you, and I think you'd want to target these 5 equal lows here. All right, I'm too tired for this. You want to get ahead of the move, but I thought you were trying to take a breakout trade of the inside bar, not a liquidity sweep. This looks like the inside bar got liquidity sweep. It didn't get the breakout. Did not. Do you need to see a candle closure? Because this took out the high of the inside bar. So you need to see a candle closure above, because it went above the high of the inside bar right here. Is that not considered a breakout? Do you need to see a candle close on the 5 minute? Oh my gosh. I'm so tired, man. I gotta keep the stream going. I'm trying to start off this week right, and I'm trying to not cheat myself. Because normally, a lot of time I'll end the stream early when I'm not supposed to. I'm gonna try not to do that today, but I'm gonna. Man, I'm really tired. Oh, I could just actually I have an idea. I know what I can do. Alright, guys, I'm getting better. I'm getting better at not giving a crap about losing. I'm getting better at it. I'm getting better at not giving a crap about losing. This is exactly what I want. I want to get to the point where I just could lose and as much as needed and not care. Because I know in the long run, I'm going to succeed. I'm going to get to the point where, like, I'll take a loss and I'm going to be done and I'm not going to care one bit. I'm not going to care at all. Yeah, so Gary, here's what happened. You're probably like, bro, you took a loss again? Yeah, bro. And it was a very simple trade and I learned a lot and we're going to journal it. But check this out, right? There's two different versions of the same exact trade off of the first presented for value gap. We have sweep here, 15-second change of state, and I wanted to see these equal lows get targeted. He is the oh my gosh, Kirk, you're so nice to me, man. But yeah, there's two different versions of the same trade. And guys, I'm just trying to get better. I'm just yeah, I am. Just like Kirk said, I'm like a Padawan / Jedi Knight in learning, you know? It's all a process, and I can't expect to be the best trader in the world just right off the bat. But okay, back to what I was saying. There's two different versions of the same exact trade of my first strike model. There's the sweep here, 15-second change of state, and then there's this sweep and 15-second change in state. And one clearly works a lot better than the other, and it's because we had higher time frame AMD, we had accumulation, manipulation, distribution. I'm no longer going to be taking trades on the lower time frame if there's not lower time frame AMD as well. That's just the new lesson, right? I thought that I could get on side with this higher time frame AMD on a lower time frame entry, but I needed to see this lower time frame AMD as well. So that's the clear lesson here is my trading model is AMD. So with that in mind, I can't be taking this lower time frame entry if it's not a lower time frame AMD as well. Get what I'm saying? So that was the lesson there. Then here we have AMD as well. Javier and I were talking about this. But yeah, guys, my model is just AMD, right? Not even a model, that's just how these markets move. We're above the true open. You know what? We were above the 730 open as well. What a fabulous AMD cycle is right here. We're above 730, we're above 752. True opens, and then we deliver lower. But yeah, guys, I don't care. I'm not even upset. I tried. Now I'm going to journal it and learn. And yes, I know I lose every day. Wah. I don't care, bro. I don't care. It's not about... It doesn't matter. It does not matter how much I lose. Accumulation, manipulation. We might have even taken midnight as well. Or above midnight as well. So you see how true opens play such an important role. And you know what? We might actually even tap the first presented for value gap. Wow. We do. Alright, this is crazy, guys. Now this is a good trade. This is a good trade. Holy. You created your own gold block indicator using LTH and LTL? Let's go, Kirk. You beast. I don't know how you did that. Nice, Javier. Let's go. But yeah, guys, I don't even care. Who cares, man? It's all long-term game, and me controlling myself is what matters. But guys, oh my gosh, what? This was crazy. First strike here was crazy. Yeah, did you take this, Javier? You took this, huh? Yeah, that man, Javier, good work, dude. Good work. Excellent job. So I really don't like taking first strike anymore unless it's obvious AMD. That's kind of my new thought process is unless there's obvious AMD, I'm not really a fan of taking my first strike model. Here we have a right hand side of the curve change in state. I honestly, guys, I've been getting better at observing that this is a true thing. You can take the change in states on the right hand side of the curve. Shorted at 170. Dang, yeah, you took that like kind of like a 2022 model. That's pretty sweet, dude. Then we can triple equal lows here. So that's probably where you'd take profit. Yeah, guys, crazy. There's so much opportunity. We're just gonna keep getting better, and we're gonna get it. One day we're gonna get it. I mean, look, sounds like Javier and FA kind of already have it, but one day I'm gonna get it. Right? What up, Saloon? So yeah, I like this accumulation, manipulation above this high. Jake, notice the 1 minute rejection block inside the first represented for value gap is a turtle soup entry short. Wait, well, I'll look at that in 1 second after I finish this. So yeah, I like this change in state on the right hand side of the curve here. And we're above midnight as well, keep that in mind. So we're above all of our true opens. We get AMD, and we deliver lower. 30-second change in state. So let me finish marking this out, and then I'm going to look at what you said, Kirk. Yeah. Most people, I'm not gonna lie, most people could not be traders because they could not handle failing. It's just the insane amount of failing that it takes to be a trader is like, it's crazy. Most people could never handle it. I like it like this, and then no way. That's clean, Kirk. That's clean. I wonder, was this, let's see if this was a dealing range, just for fun. If this was an order block, right? If this was the order block partition, then, man, then we're just really just getting really good at identifying when they're likely to be gold block change in state. Because this is the one that swept liquidity. Alright. That's why you need to be one with the force, aka I love that. Oh, this is so interesting. The order block was this order block. So, wow. That's something. That's crazy, dude. You see that order block? Wow. That's just something. That is. Yo, you caught the shorts? Bro, I outlined everything. I tried to check out what happened. So, I tried taking first strike. I took it too early off of this change in state, and then we got another one right here. Tested that change in state, and then we went lower. So, if there's not lower time frame, I'm gonna journal this. If there's not lower time frame AMD, I'm honestly not gonna be taking. It's just I'm not gonna be taking these trades even if there's higher time frame. So like once again, this was kind of like no lower time frame AMD informed. So the lesson here is I'm not gonna take this trade if there's not lower time frame AMD as well as higher time frame AMD. Caught a blowfish. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. But nah, like basically lesson here is AMD. We needed to see AMD form into the first present value gap. And I thought the higher time frame AMD was good enough, but I'm now going to require there to always be AMD on the time frame that I'm trading for me to enter, right? So no lower time frame entry of a higher time frame AMD cycle. Makes sense? No, like if I wanted to take this AMD, we took the previous day's high at 813, which is 369. No way. That's crazy. So yeah. So basically, for instance, if I wanted to take the higher time frame AMD, I can't take a 15-second change of state to get in on that, right? If I wanted to take the higher time here, let's screenshot this. Right. Above all of our true opens, we got in on this. Now then again, this is more like a 2022 model, if I'm being honest. Because it's a fair value. Actually, we might even need to mark this out as a 20. It's not even a change in state, really. We'll fix it later. But save this here. So 10, 23. Flow state retest 5 minute or 15. Oh, I meant 15-second change of state. 1 minute, 15 seconds. Okay, back to what I was saying. If I wanted to take this AMD, the one that I was trying to take, then I have to take it on the time frame that the AMD is occurring on. I can't go on to the 15-second and take a trade on the 15-second if the AMD is happening on the 5 minute or the 2 or the 1 minute. So this is what I mean. Accumulation, this is AMD on the 1 minute. Accumulation. So no more 15-second entries for 1 minute AMD or anything like that, right? This is obviously 1 minute AMD, so no more 15-second entries within 1 minute AMD. Accumulation, then manipulation. And then 1 minute change in state. And honestly, with this, I'd put stop above the breaker. Because once again, if we came all the way up here, then I'm kind of like saying, okay, this is invalidated. The trade's kind of invalid. So I'd measure out this breaker like this, and then we could target the 4th standard deviation. Whoo! You don't get much better than that, guys. That's cool. That's cool. Right? We actually bottom tick that. Once again, going from the 4th to the 7th. What? Someone explain to me why these markets are so precise. Like, what is going on? The 4th standard deviation and then the 7th. And I've seen this happen so many times. Is this not just crazy to you guys? Like, what? Guys, we are genuinely Jedi in training, as Kirk says. We're literally Jedi. It is bizarre how perfect these markets are. What on earth, man? So, the lesson, the big lesson from today. If we're taking AMD, we gotta take the AMD. We gotta take the entry associated with that AMD. No more entering 15-second change in states for a 1-minute AMD cycle, right? So that's a big lesson learned. So honestly, guys, let's go ahead and start journaling this up because, yeah. So 9:37. Ooh, let's see if this is a specific time. 9:30 or maybe 9:38. Nah, it's not. Oh, I guess this is just a 1-minute CSD. 9:37. CISD retest on the 1 minute. Okay, so let's go ahead and journal this. We went lower to fill the NWAG because it was wide open. Yeah, that was one thing I was thinking is we were gonna go down and fill that. Jake, I also invented my own ICT PDA. It's called TED. Any guess? Answer in your Discord. TED. What? The TED, like the TED, like is it the Kirk TED Talk? I don't know what. Tell me, Kirk. I don't know what it's gonna be. I have no idea. What is it? I don't know. Tell me. I want to know. That's funny though. Okay, guys. Let's go ahead and I'm gonna start doing my journal so that way I can be kind of done by the end of the day. So, very important lesson today. Very important lesson. Enter. Here, let's just start drawing out the notes. Okay. And yeah, we're just going to be completely disciplined about recording in our journal from now on. So, very important lesson from today. My trading model is AMD. With that in mind, the time frame of my entry must be the same as the time frame of the AMD being traded. For instance, if we are getting AMD on the 1 minute chart, do not try and take a 15-second CISD to get that entry. Trade a 1 minute CISD. At least 1.1 mil. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, FA, that sucks. That sucks a lot. Trade a 1 minute CISD at least until I get better. To trade that 1 minute AMD. If you are taking a 15-second CISD, there should be a 15-second AMD cycle associated with that. No, it's okay. Account can handle it. That's crazy. That's crazy, FA. Genuinely, that's you're stronger than me. I don't know. 1.1 million down on an account. I don't know. It takes skill to be able to handle that kind of drawdown. Good. That's good. Emotional. Really proud of you from that emotional management. I will sell you Ted for 100K. What is it? Kirk, tell us. What is it? Alright. So, hopefully that makes sense, guys, right? No more doing a trade on the 15-second if there's not 15-second AMD associated with that same entry for the 15-second trade. My friend who owns hedge fund, is your friend who owns your hedge fund named Ted? Has a friend who has 430 mil, and he blew it. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. It's crazy. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That's crazy. I mean, wow. That just goes to show you how much money is flowing in and out of these markets. Just 430 mil just gone like that. Wow. Money doesn't really matter that much. I mean, yeah, but I mean, if you have at least once you have at least $1 million or at least $100,000, then money past that doesn't matter that much. But anything below $1 million or 100,000, I feel like money does matter because you kind of need to have money to, do basic things like live and rent or buy a place to live. But I get what you're saying. Like past $1 million, I feel like money past $1 million doesn't matter. Okay. So today was Monday. The trade I took was my first strike model. It was a loss. And like I said, you know, we learned something. We learned something. Would I take this again? No, I wouldn't, because guess what? This was not 15-second time frame trade. This was a 15-second time frame trade with a. I was trying to trade 1 minute AMD with a 15-second change in state. That just doesn't make sense. Post trade approval? No, I don't give it post trade approval. It really is, bro. It really is. One day I want to get all of these green. I want every single one of these boxes to be green, including these boxes. and I don't want any missing spots on here either. Okay. What time did I take the trade? I'm not gonna lie, bro. Kirk, if there's obvious AMD, it doesn't matter the time, bro. If it's it's all AMD. If there's clear AMD, I've seen plenty of good trades before 10. Personally. Oh my gosh. Bro. Oh my. You guys are funny. You crack me up. So, okay. Let's actually mark out the trade, right? So the trade I wanted to take was the first within for value gap, or the trade I did take was the first within for value gap on a 1 minute AMD cycle. So we had a accumulation range, we had a pretty obvious manipulation, and then we swept out the high, and then we had the first presented for value gap, and I was like, okay, when we get 15-second change in state off of this, I'm ready to get on side with this move. And well, while it was a correct idea in theory, right, we did actually continue lower after we eventually got this 15-second AMD. We didn't continue lower until we got that aligned time frame change in state. So the lesson here, guys, the lesson here is, if you're taking an entry, make sure it's the entry for the AMD that you're trading. So like, for instance, I took a 15-second change in state, but there was an AMD on the 15-second yet. There was AMD on the 1 minute, but there wasn't AMD on the 15-second. So there was no trade, right? Hopefully that makes sense. I had not aligned time and price. So let's just drag this over. Time and price were not aligned. So just because I kind of want to just make it look good, I think I'm going to show both of the different entries and kind of show the difference between the two, right? Because it's a very educational thing to put all into one. Yeah, to put all into one. And then you can see we got a way better AMD right here. Buy pressure is huge. Interesting. Okay, drag this over more. So, hopefully this makes sense, guys, what I'm getting at. All right. Hopefully that makes sense. Actually, let's make this look like even cleaner. Let's drag this out a little bit further. Okay. $940. Wait, no. $935. First strike live. Wait, 9:35 first strike. What I tried to do was a 1 minute 15 second, but we did not have AMD on the 1 minute yet, or on the 15 second. Okay. So 9:35. Once again, guys, I'm trying to be super disciplined with this now. So I was just gonna take all off at 2.7 R. So it was going all for 2.7. And then yeah, let's put the image here. It's very easy to get really tired while doing this because this is very exhausting, I'm not gonna lie, but we just gotta keep going. Okay. I'm gonna go on a little break now that I wrote this down. I'm gonna go on a little break and then I'll finish this up and then I'll be done. Alright. So, okay, let's put this in Reflect IQ, and then I'll post it on Twitter, and then, yeah, that about wraps it up for this stream. So, I'll do a backtesting session later today, but seems like there was no higher time frame trades today, mostly just lower time frame AMD cycles. That's basically it. Goes to show, guys, you really do have to be more prepared and reactionary than you do want to try and totally try and predict the future. That's kind of the way I feel. So, yeah, of course. One day at a time, guys. Let's keep going. First strike. And guys, I want to be more consistent. We're going to keep going. Okay. First strike. This was a loss. Let's put the link to the trade. And yeah. We have the notes here. All right. Looking good. And then, so I put that in there. I have the trade from today. Honestly, guys, let's move this. I'm honestly not gonna put the execution in every single time. Just kind of depending on if I want to. I might actually just adjust it later, not right now. How are you liking Top Step so far? I'm really liking them. I wish I was trading better with them, but I'm liking it. What if we go like, what if we do it this way? Come on. Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with Top Step. I think I'm just trading like a little like I'm trading really bad. Come on, let me. Okay, this is getting kind of annoying. Alright, it's not gonna let me do that right now. That's fine. Let's just hide the column. There we go. That's a good way to do it. Now it's looking a little more clean. So this is gonna hopefully start to look very professional in the future. I'm gonna be so consistent with this. And I'm gonna stop having this look ugly, and hopefully it starts to look more like it did back in February when I got all those payouts. So yeah, this is gonna be very professional. And then I'm also gonna be posting on Twitter every single day for both my trade that I take as well. Yeah, the secret is actually, taking high quality, like making sure the AMD is very important lesson today. Making sure AMD, my trade I take, is aligned. Blah, 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 dodgy. You just don't understand there's lower time from AMD cycles. Like, there were opportunities today. Alright. Okay, so this is what I'm gonna, from now on, this is where I'm always gonna end the stream. 0 out of 1 today. Took my first strike model too early. There was aim. What was the notes I put for it? Let's just copy it over and then paste it. Okay. How do I explain this? Man, it's kind of hard to explain this. Maybe I'll ask ChatGPT to simplify it. I'll just keep it simple. I need to make sure the time frame I trade has fully man, this is kind of hard to explain. Yeah, I'll just put it. The time frame of my entry must be the same as the time frame of AMD being traded. Yeah, exactly. Okay, there we go. 0 to 1 today. Let's post that. Alright. Lesson learned, guys. We move on one day at a time. We're going to keep getting better. And you can clearly see that this was a really good idea. This was exactly what I wanted to see, but just had not had its the entry I took had not had its own AMD cycle yet. So with that, guys, hopefully you guys enjoyed this stream. Hopefully it was helpful, and I will see you guys in the next one. Let's keep going. Peace out.